to go back a page. Oh. Hello, we are in Unit 7, Lesson 3. So we're talking about double number lines. Double means two, so that means we're going to be using two number lines. So what are double number lines? Double number lines are when you use two number lines to show equivalent ratios. So we've dealt with equivalent ratios before. We've done ratio tables. So this is going to be really similar, right? But instead of a table, you're going to have two number lines. So you're combining the idea of ratio tables with the idea of number lines to make a double number line. Right? So how do you use a double number line? Well, you use multiply and divide to find equivalent ratios. So that multiplicative reasoning, you're going to either be multiplying to scale up or dividing to scale down. If you know 100%, you can divide by how many equal parts there are, right, to find some of those smaller chunks. And if you know a percent, you can multiply to find that 100%. All right, so we're going to take a look at this example here. Get my pen on. So a number line shows a box of cereal has 500 grams when it's 100% full. Right, so we can see this down here. We've got 500 and we've got 100%. So the 500 is labeled with grams so that we know cereal's measured in grams. We don't have a label on the bottom one because percent is the label. That means like per 100, right? So that's part of our ratio. So our first question is asking us, how many grams of cereal is 20% of the box? So I see 20% is right here, and I need to figure out what the ratio would be that goes on the number line above it. And that 20% equals whatever line is above it. Now I notice that my number line is split into equal parts, right? They're equally spaced. So if I look at 0 to 100, how many equal parts do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that one got ugly. 5 equal parts. So that means I'm going to take my 100% and divide by 5. $100 divided by 5, you put that in your calculator, you get 20%. Now, if I want an equivalent ratio, I need to do the same thing at the top up here. So I'm going to take my 500 grams, and I'm going to divide that by 5. Because there's 5 equal spaces there as well, right? We can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So 500 divided by 5, and that will give me 100. All right, so I'm going to put my 100 right on that line. So I wish I could erase my little drawing there. It's not letting me erase it. All right, so my 100 can go here. All right, that's connected with this line here. So I know how many grams of cereal is 20% of the box? 100 grams. Sorry, it's hard to write with my finger on my trackpad. All right, the next question, I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to use green now for the next question. How many grams of cereal is 140%? So if we look, 140 is a little bit beyond, right? But we do know that every 20% is 100. So there's another 20% right here from 100 to 120. So we can use the idea of repeated addition. We could add in another 20%, right? And so then up here would be adding in another 100. We could plus 100 here. That would be repeated addition. Oh, I should probably put a 1 in my 100, right? And then we could do that again to find the next one. We could add another 100 here. So if I add another 100, so repeatedly going back to my original ratio here. So that should give me, well, 500 plus 100, this would be 600, plus another 700 right here. There's more than one way to find this, though. We could also think about how we know 20%, and 20, to get to 140, you have to multiply by 7. 20 times 7 will equal 140. Right? So we can take our 100 and do the same thing. Right? If we multiply by 7, we get 700. Right? So there's many ways to use a double number line. You just want to make sure you're keeping things equivalent using the ideas of multiply and divide.